ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदसमआणिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ. Om, may my speech be accorded with the mind. May my mind be accorded with the speech. O self-effulgent one Brahman, reveal thyself to me. May you both speech and mind be the carriers of the highest truth to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. May I be able to join day and night through this study. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that Brahman protect the teacher. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. Good morning. This morning I am going to speak on a spiritual subject based on Upanishad. 3 stages of spiritual journey. We should know, we are spiritual seeker, and we try to become spiritual and we try to develop ourselves spiritually. So we should know from where we are starting, how are we proceeding, and where we should reach. And on our journey, what will be the experiences? Unless we know it very clearly, we cannot experience it. Everything in this world, in our life, we have to know. Knowledge is very important. And Vedanta says this ignorance is the cause of our suffering. But at the same time, Vedanta says that this knowledge is not collection of information. So collection of information is one kind of knowledge. Assimilating those information is another kind of knowledge. And after assimilating, using that knowledge is another kind of knowledge. So what we have to do in a very simple way, Sri Ramakrishna gave the example. We have the knowledge of milk. That is one kind of knowledge. We know what is milk, what is the effect of milk, we know that. That is one kind of knowledge. Now, we take milk, we drink milk. That is another kind of knowledge. We drink milk and we are satisfied. So that is another second type of knowledge. Yes, we know what is milk and we have the experience of drinking milk. That is the second type of experience. The third type of experience is, yes, I know what is milk, I drink milk, and after drinking, I assimilate that milk, and that milk, I can digest that milk, and that milk can give me the strength. So this is third kind of knowledge. So this morning I am going to speak these three stages. These are the three stages of knowledge, knowing milk, drinking milk, and assimilating milk. So this is three types of knowledge and three stages of journey. So this morning I am going to speak on these three stages of spiritual journey. In Katha Upanishad, based on Upanishad, I have referred that based on Upanishad, the spiritual journey. What are these three stages in spiritual journey? How can we attain those spiritual journey? And what are the practices? Three things. Theory. First, knowledge. We must know. Then the theory of it. And then the practice of it. I know. I have not seen. I have not tested. I know what is Rasagulla. I know that. I have not seen, I have not tasted, but I know what is Rasagulla. Then I saw Rasagulla, but have not tasted and not digested. Then I ate Rasagulla. Sometimes when we eat Rasagulla, we cannot digest. Our stomach upset. So, the third stage is we assimilate it, we digested it, and it gave us strength. That is perfect. So Upanishad, Katha Upanishad says these three stages of spiritual journey. And actually Swami Vivekananda repeated that particular phrase of Katha Upanishad again and again in his lectures. He was fond of that particular phrase of Katha Upanishad. But he made a little change. The last part, he made a change and he spoke according to his own way. And I am sure that you can remember this particular phrase. This is, first let me speak in Swami Vivekananda's language. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. It is applicable generally in India. I saw that they apply it in day-to-day life, in our work, in our endeavor, in our effort. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. But it is from the Katha Upanishad. But the Katha Upanishad, the Sanskrit word of Katha Upanishad, Uttishtata Jagrata Prapya Varan Nibodhata. This is the Sanskrit phrase. And it is said, arise, awake, realize the truth with the help of illumined teacher. That is the actual Sanskrit verse in Kathopanishad. But Swami Vivekananda changed a little bit in the last part, and he said, stop not till the goal is reached. So that is why it is said. It is from Kathopanishad. Actually, in India, I have already mentioned that in India I saw people apply it for day-to-day endeavor, for effort, for doing worldly things. But actually, it was said from a spiritual perspective. The same thing, almost echo, another, this is very famous verse, means popular, I would say, this Kathopanishad verse. Again, another popular verse from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, almost same. From Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And now actually I saw in different Christian churches also, they chant this particular verse. So it is very popular and very famous. And same thing, same, the meaning of this verse is same. And this is from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. This is the Sanskrit verse. It is said, lead us from unreal to real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from mortality to immortality. So this is the meaning of the Brihadaranyaka verse. Very popular, extremely popular verse. So this is the meaning of the Brihadaranyaka verse. These two verses, the meaning of these two verses are almost same. Only the first one, we need self-effort. Arise, awake, and realize the absolute by the help of illumined teacher. So this needs self-effort. But the second one is out of grace. One is in the path of knowledge, and the other one is the path of bhakti. Asatoma, lead us. Who will lead us? The grace, God. Lead us from unreal to real. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. So these are the two verses, and the difference between two verses, but they present the same essence and same meaning of it. Now, these are the three stages: arise, awake, and illumined. And again, first, if we match these two verses, lead us from unreal to real. So arise is connected with lead us unreal to real. So when we arise, at that time we will proceed from unreal to real. Now let me explain. And obviously the second stage, awake. Awake means lead us from darkness to light. And the third stage, illumination, and that is lead us from mortality to immortality. So this is the matching, this is the similarities of these two verses. Now let me explain. This is the information about these two verses. Now let me explain what is the practical side of it. How can we achieve this goal, or what is the philosophy behind it? So the first one is arise. It is an appeal to turn away from the unreal to real. It calls for exercising the faculties of reason and will. So first step in spirituality is to apply will and reasoning. Reasoning is very important thing, which is called, in technical term, the reasoning is called discrimination. Once Holy Mother was asked, what is the sign of a realized person? How can we understand that this person is a realized one? Holy Mother replied that don't think, my son, that they develop two horns. Only they will have perfect discrimination. So discrimination is the sign of a realized person. The perfect discrimination. What they will say, correct thing. We shall do this or not. If you think carefully in our life, every moment of our life depends upon discrimination. And our success and failure depends upon discrimination, if you think very carefully. So discrimination or reasoning is very important. You have come here after discrimination. Yes, you felt that there is a need of coming here. You made it a priority today, this morning, to come here. So that's why. So everything depends upon discrimination. So spiritual life also begins with discrimination or reasoning. And then what discrimination? Discrimination between asatoma sadgamaya, from unreal to real. Discrimination between real and unreal. What is real and unreal? So see, ordinary man, what happens in the life of ordinary person? In the life of ordinary person, always when the situation comes, situation arises for discrimination, they said, yes, this is good, this is bad. This will give me happiness, this will give me suffering. We discriminate it in this way. This is second step. We think this is right, this is wrong. So money will give us happiness. So can we cheat? Can we steal? So second step, we think that no, although money will give us happiness, but we must not steal or cheat, because that is not right. So right or wrong. So second step, we think whether it is right or wrong. And third step, okay, this is right, this will give me happiness, but is it real or unreal? Real or unreal? In other words, is it permanent or impermanent? A chocolate, take the example of a chocolate. A chocolate will give you happiness. And it is good to get a chocolate from a store or from my friend. But is this happiness eternal? Or is this happiness will temporary and ultimately in the long run it will give me trouble, blood sugar level. So the third step is whether it is real or unreal, whether it is permanent or impermanent. We should always go for permanent. We all need permanent happiness. We all need permanent healthy body. We always want permanent security. So always our tendency is to get the permanency, real and unreal. Which is permanent is real. Which is impermanent is unreal. If we go for unreal, what will happen? Unreal is not permanent. What will end? Sadness. If I try to hold somebody, my friend, or my pet, do you think your pet will live forever? Impermanent. And lead us to suffering. So, discrimination. Discrimination of real and unreal. And what is the effect? This is philosophy. First, simple knowledge. Yes. Vedantic verse and all these things. Second, philosophical knowledge. And third, practice. So what is the discrimination then? Discrimination between real and unreal. What is the effect of real and unreal? You have discriminate. Yes, chocolate is unreal. Then what is the effect you will do? You can see. The effect is, no, I shall not eat. Because in the long run, it will increase my blood sugar. Or it will affect in my teeth. So, detachment. So, result of discrimination is detachment. Which is unreal, we should get rid of that detachment. The result of discrimination is detachment. So that is the first step of spiritual seeker. One has to discriminate. Shall I do this? Through this path, can we get permanent happiness? So please don't think that spirituality means some do's and don'ts, some kind of rituals, or getting away from the temporary happiness. No. The spirituality means assuring our permanent happiness. It is very simple law that if you want to get something, you have to sacrifice something. Balance. Everywhere in this universe. If you want to get money, you have to work. Simple thing. In, the students, they have a classical theory. They say that there are 3 A's. You have to sacrifice 1 S. You must not maintain 3 S. You have to sacrifice 1 S. And what is that? This 3 S is sleep, study, and socialization. You have to sacrifice 1 S. If you socialize, good. Then you have to sacrifice sleep, you have to study. So you have to escape oneness. So if you have to get something, you have to give something. It is thumb rule. It is very clear. Exactly in the same way. If you want the permanent happiness, you have to sacrifice the temporary happiness. Very simple. Because it is science. The sum total of this universe is permanent. It is permanent. The science says, the physics says, laws of conservation of energy, laws of conservation of masses. So everything is total, sum total is fixed. So you have to balance it, you have to transform it like that. So, the reasoning in this line is discrimination. And the practical counterpart of discrimination is detachment. If you discriminate, you will be detached. Detached of what? In Bhagavad Gita, in our scripture, we always learn detachment, detachment, detachment. What does it mean? What is detachment? Detachment means the detachment of will from the desire or from the lower ego. In technical term, lower ego. Or simply desire. Detachment of will. This is called detachment. So discrimination, the practical counterpart, is detachment of will from desire. Because desire goes to impermanent always. All our desire, they cannot see the long-term goal. They try to jump immediate. And if we do not discriminate, the immediate thing will give us suffering. So, it is said, detachment of will from impermanent or unreal. So, these two disciplines, what will happen? This discrimination and detachment, this will purify our soul. This is the first step. So, asatoma sadgamaya. Lead us from unreal to real. It is the prayer. The effort arise. This is the arising. And in Christianity, it is said purgation. In Christianity also, in Sufism also, we find 3 stages of spiritual journey. Purgation, illumination, and union in Christianity. So, this is the purification. Arise. Lead us from darkness to light. From unreal to real. This is the first step of spiritual journey. This purgation is the negative aspect of first stage. The positive aspect is aspiration. So aspiration becomes effective only when it is expressed through some practical technique. So what is the practical technique of it? First, information, philosophy, practice. What is the practical technique of it? Prayer, worship, self-analysis, selfless service. These are the practical things. And when all these techniques undergo refinement, then only one can perform meditation, dhyana. So meditation is a kind of higher type of concentration. It is not lower type of concentration. And the word concentration, is concentric, holding one thought. Centering the thought at one point. That is called meditation. And three things are necessary for that. The I consciousness is held at the particular point or center. So unity, awareness, and centricity. These three things comprise meditation. Unity, awareness, and centricity, one-pointedness. These three things. So this is the first stage. Arise, connected with unreal to real, the practical aspect, self-analysis, prayer, worship, selfless service, and ultimately it will lead to meditation. Second step is indicated by Upanishad, arise, then awake. And awake is connected with Brihadaranyaka Upanishad verse, lead us from darkness to light. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Tamasa means darkness. Jyotirgamaya means the light. So awaken. In the first stage, the aspirant tries to rise from engrossment in the worldly pursuits, but he is not awake. He still sleeps in the intoxication of sense enjoyment. Second stage, long practice of meditation, what will happen? The awakening takes place, the awakening of I. Awakening means to be fully self-aware. Now we are not aware of ourselves. Very rarely, how many times we think that yes, I am here, I am speaking. This is awareness. I am listening. I am sitting and listening. I am aware of ourselves. This is actually the mindfulness. This stage is the mindfulness, awake. So I am conscious about ourselves. Most of the time, we are extremely conscious about others. What they are wearing, how their dress is, what they are speaking. We are extremely conscious about others. Unfortunately, we are completely ignorant about ourselves. we do not aware, yes, I am here. This awareness once I already mentioned this, that once upon a time Sister Nivedita, he had that kind of experience she had, that when she would speak, she had that experience that I am not speaking, something is speaking from inside. So this awareness always that awareness was there. I am walking, I am going. Everything is maintaining external affairs, but at the same time she was aware about herself. Always this awareness, like an aura, like a glow. It should be always in our mind. I am aware. This awareness of our existence. Everything is there outside, but I am aware of myself. This awareness. This awakening is fully self-aware. The I that is fully self-aware is not the ordinary ego, but the Pratyagatman, the self. That is called awakening. The inner self, also known as Jivatman, or known as individual self, or in Bhagavad Gita, it is said Kshetrajna. In 13th chapter, it is called Kshetra and Kshetrajna Yoga. Kshetra means, it is Sanskrit word. Kshetra means field. And Kshetrajna means who is the knower of this field. This body is our field. And knower of the field, the self. Kshetrajna. So in Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter. So that is called Kshetrajna. So aware of this Kshetrajna, the knower of the field. It is self-luminous and fills the heart with effulgence. And this is light, more light. We find in the life of Buddha, even some mystic poet, they also had this kind of Goethe said, light, more light. So this is also a kind of experience, light, more light. So it is also called in technical term, in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it is called Prajna Loko. Prajna means knowledge, a higher knowledge. Aloka means light. Prajna Loko. Prajna Aloka. Light of Prajna. Ramanuja calls it Atma Avalokana. Avalokana means seeing. Seeing Atma. Ramanuja says it. Atma, perception of the Atman. And in Advaita tradition, individual self is considered as the reflection of Brahman on Buddhi. According to Vedanta, it is considered the reflection of Brahman on Buddhi. That is the concept. The sun is there, If you see the reflection of a sun in the water, a water bucket is there outside. The reflection of the sun. The reflection of a sun is exactly the same sun. So individual self is the reflection of Brahman on buddhi, intellect. So our buddhi is more clearer. The reflection, the image is more clearer. And you know, buddhi in Indian tradition, there are 4 types of buddhi. Smriti, Medha, Dhriti and Dhi. In Bhagavad Gita it is said. The highest kind of buddhi is called Dhi. And you can find it in Gayatri Mantra. Dhiyo yonaf prachodayata. So this Dhi means the highest kind of buddhi, where the reflection of Brahman is perfect. And we can see that. So this state is the second stage, awakening. Awakening of self is understood as the awakening of buddhi. Buddhi prabodhanam. And according to Christianity, this is illumination, the second stage. And according to Sufi, marifa. It is called marifa. So this is the second stage. And in Upanishad, we find that in our heart, heart is the very important, it is not physical heart. It is not physical heart. The chest area. Heart is a very important place in spirituality. And Upanishad says that there are 2 doors in our heart. So this awakening means the opening of the first door. And when we open the first door, we find there is a small space. There are 3 types of akasha in spirituality. Akasha means space. In spirituality, there are 3 types of akasha, 3 types of space. The first space is bhajya akasha, external space. And it is connected with our gross body. In the first stage, arise, we can only see the external. But in the second stage, leading from darkness to light, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, or awake, the first door opens. We see a small space. In Upanishadic language, this small space is called dahara. A beautiful verse is there. And it is said that there is a small space in your heart and there is a lotus flower. Daharam vipapam parameshma bhutam ritpundarikam puramodhya sangastham. There is a small space in your heart and there is a lotus. So in this way, Upanishad suggests to meditate. So this is the second type of akasha, dahara akasha, or It has two. Dahara means little akasha, small space, and parama voma. When the second door is opened and there is the golden threshold. In this way, allegorically Upanishad explains. So studying Upanishad is not very simple. We have to understand this allegory. So beyond that second door there is a golden threshold. So the first is opening the first door, awakening. Then you can understand or you can realize yourself. Shatragya, Atma Avalokanam. The self-awareness. That is the second stage. And the third stage, Prapya Varan Nibodhata. Realize from a illumined teacher. Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Lead us from mortality to immortality. So this is the third stage and opening of the second door. What is that? When the second door will be opened, then we can feel the identity with the Paramatman. Then we can feel we are one with everybody. And that is Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Lead us from mortality. Then one person will become immortal. Illumined. Realize the illumination by an illumined teacher. Prapya Varan Nibodhata. So this is the third door and realization of unity. This union with the Paramatman. In Christianity, it is called union. Purgation, illumination, union. And in Sufism, it is called Hakika. The highest illumination. This stage is indicated by the third exhortation of Kathopanishad. Realize the truth with the help of superior teacher. Indeed, it is at this stage that seeker needs guidance of a guru most, for he is entering a wholly unknown territory, and the chance of getting stuck or losing one's way are more than the earlier stages. So this is the third stage of journey. So arise, awake. Swamiji changed it, stop not till the goal is reached. Uttishtata jagrata prapya varan nibodhata. Self-effort. And then asatoma sadgamaya. Unreal to real. Discrimination, detachment. Tamasoma jyotirgamaya. Awakening. Lead us from darkness to light. Awakening. And third, Mrityorma Amritangamaya. illumination, union. From mortality to immortality. These are the three stages. And this awakening takes place, or the awakening of buddhi. The buddhi. Not dhriti, not smriti, not medha. Do you have any question? Yes. No. Purification, first stage. Second stage, the awakening of Pratyagatman. And this third stage is the union of Jivatman and Paramatman. It is a vertical awakening, not horizontal. Yes.
So for the detachment and talking about discernment, not going after temporary things, is that mainly internal or is that also external?
No. Spirituality means internal. That is what it is said. That spirituality is also called a science. So what is the difference between the science in ordinary concept and what is the spiritual science? Very simple. So the ordinary science is, and in another way, it is called the objective science. Objective science means it explores the external world. Similarly, there is an internal world. So subjective science, it is called the exploration of internal world. So generally people think that if we explore the external world, that is the only thing what we need. But that development, if we develop in the external world, that is a kind of imbalanced development. So both world development is required, external and internal. So if you develop your right brain, it is a kind of abnormal development. So both world development, subjective science and objective science, both science, it requires to be developed. So the point is that the spiritual people, they say that if you can develop the subjective world, then automatically objective world will fall on the right place. Because you are not guided by the external world. People think that I am guided by the external world, but not. You have your mind, you have your intelligence. You are guided by your within. So try to develop your within, and you can change the external atmosphere. That is what they emphasize. So everything is internal. Spiritual means internal. Because according to Vedanta, external means what? External means what? Impermanent, unreal. If you try to hold unreal, if you try to hold this chair, within 30 years it will fall apart. If you try to hold your pet, within 12 years it will fall apart. If you try to hold your building, within 80 years it will fall apart. You cannot depend upon the external thing. If you hold somebody else, within 80 years, gone. So you cannot find anybody, anything in the outside to depend upon. But you must be there, eternally with you. You will be there with you. Any other question? Thank you. Let me conclude. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkham Apnumat Sarvastarotu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarva Sadbuddhimapnotu Sarva Sarvatra Nandatu Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shantimapnuat Shantamuccheti Bandhebhyo Muktaschanyan Vimochayet. May all be happy. May all enjoy good health. May all see happy events. May all be freed from miseries. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bondages. May the freed make others free. May the Supreme Spirit, the presiding deity of all sacred activities, be satisfied. For He being pleased, the whole universe feels satisfied. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. We have few announcements. Next Sunday, we will have a guest lecturer. He is an extremely good speaker. He is coming from India. He is the head of our Malta Center, and he is outstanding intellectual Swami. Only few Swamis we have, those are outstanding intellectual in our order, and he is one of them. So he will be speaking a very interesting subject. Generally, we do not discuss this kind of thing here. He is going to speak on Swami Vivekananda's poem. Because the Swami Vivekananda composed a few poems, and his philosophy reflected in those poems. one of the poems, very long, Song of the Sannyasins, he composed in Thousand Island Park. Extremely good poem. There are various. Kali the mother, he described the Kali. Samadhi, one of the best poem. He described what is the experience when he would enter into the Samadhi. Extremely good poem. So he will speak on Swamiji's poem, and he's a very good speaker, extremely good speaker. He's a recognized speaker in India. So, and a highly scholarly Swami. So this is one. Another scholar Swami is coming this month. So 2 scholars Swami is coming this month here. And the second scholar Swami, I have not requested him to speak, but I would when he will come here. Because our bulletin, I don't know whether he will agree or not. He is also very extremely scholarly Swami, and many of you know him. He is the winner of Bhatnagar, you know, his Vidyananda or something, Vidyanathananda. His name is Vidyanathananda, and the first Swami is Tyagarupananda. First Swami is Tyagarupananda, and the second Swami is Vidyanathananda. Vidyanathananda will be coming in the 3rd week of this. So I shall request him. I don't know whether he will agree to speak or not. I have no idea. But the first Swami will speak. First Swami also extremely intellectual Swami, outstanding scholars. So next Sunday. So please come, and as usual, the following Sunday, definitely, Swami Prasannatmananda will speak. So, following Sunday, yes, definitely. There will be Sunday lecture, following Sunday. Nothing is there, I think. Okay, so, and as usual, tea and coffee will be served in the Sardananda Hall, which will be followed by Prasad Lanchan. Thank you.